Hi, and welcome to another video by Jim the Car Guy. Today we're working on a 2002. It's a Honda CRV. This comes from one of my actual subscribers and viewers, Nick. Thanks for coming in. And we're going to check it out to find out what the noise is all about. When you drive the vehicle and you go over a bump, you hear a rattling noise in the left front wheel. So we're going to take the wheels off and let's take a look and see what it looks like underneath the car. So let's pull the wheels off and get started. Okay, let's take a look and see what we got here. Get a light in there so we can see it together. Hopefully we'll be able to see what it looks like there. Okay. All right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to actually check and see what the, First thing we're going to do is we're going to try to see where the noise is coming from. Usually the easiest thing to do is to check the stabilizer links first to see if the noise is coming from here. And what you would do is if you want to check the the stabilizers, you would get in here with a I'll show you. What you would do is get in here, down on the right in here, and you just pry it back and forth like that to see if you have any movement in there. Now, there's not a heck of a lot of movement in there, but I do see an issue already. Oh, okay. I'll show you. Looks like a mechanic error. Yep. I'll bring you in now, show you what it looks like. Right here is the stabilizer bar itself, right here, and you put the pry bar underneath the bottom and you lift it up and down. Hear that? What happened is right here, I'll show you real close. What happened is somebody changed these stabilizer links on here, and the link itself was actually loose. You see right here? I don't know if you can see that. Let me get you in there a little closer. Try to get in there. Alright. Let me show you what this looks like here. As you can see, right here, you see that bolt? They didn't tighten it up. Or they did tighten it up and it loosened up. So we are, I can't tell what brand they are. I'm going to try to see if I can talk to my part supplier and if they have it in stock. What I'm going to do is I am going to change this stabilizer link right here, and the reason I say, Nick, I'm going to change it is because what happens is this bar, see this? See this bar right here? The reason I say I'm going to change it is because right here, you see when you see how that piece moves up and down? What that did is it ate up the threads on the end right here, right inside here. The threads are actually destroyed. And the problem is that when the threads are destroyed like that, you're not going to be able to tighten it back up. So I am going to call Nick now and give him the heads up of what's going on. But it was definitely due to mechanic error. Looks like, just so you know too, Nick, somebody did change the lower control arm already and the ball joint. So they most likely had that problem before with a banging, which was caused by a ball joint, and this was actually caused, look at this, by mechanic error. So show you what I mean about the threads all being stripped out on there. If you look real close, you see the threads on that? You see how they're eaten up? That's why we can't really do anything with that. We're going to have to replace it. I am going to go to the other side, and I am going to recommend replacing this other side too, because this is still the original that's on here now, and this should have been changed. You never change one tie rod end without changing the other. I'm sorry, you never change one stabilizer link without changing the other. So we are going to talk to Nick about this, and we're going to see if he wants to change both of them. It's what I recommend to do. So, all right, let me make a phone call to the parts store. Let's get a price on what we have here, and we'll continue, and I'll show you how to replace it. Okay, now what we're going to do is I'm waiting on a phone call back from Nick to talk about this, but in the meantime, while I'm waiting, I just want to show you what we're going to do. We're going to take this link off on this side right here. What you normally do is you get back in here with a wrench, and you can hold it with the wrench, but that one, we're just going to push that back a little bit. I just want to show you this. Okay. Okay. There we go. Let me show you. You see the threads on here? You see how they're all eaten up? There's just no way you can tighten that back up because the threads are all chewed up. So, all right, we're going to take it off the rest of the way, and we'll just wait for our phone call back. What you do is you slide a wrench into the back over here, and then you hold. There's a nut inside right here. You can see that nut. This one here is actually probably about 14, 15 millimeter. I actually put a 9/16 on it to hold, but it probably is a 14 millimeter. We're going to get in here with the wrench, and we're going to break it loose, and we're going to remove it. Now, if you can get in here with the ratchet, that's okay, but if you can't, you can do it with the wrench. Makes a liar out of me, because now I'm going to have to get in there with a socket, and we'll try to break it loose. I'm just going to hold this. You hold the back part, either the 9/16 or the 14 millimeter, whatever you have in there. And we'll take that nut off. Out like this. Let's see what brand it is. It's probably an off-brand. It's probably not a good quality part. Yeah, no idea. All right, I run into this all the time with these aftermarket parts. If you buy the cheaper stuff, you're going to have trouble with it loosening up. Luckily for Nick, he didn't damage the hole too much here. It's a little bit bigger than it's supposed to be, but it's still savable. So, all right, we're going to wait for a phone call back just to make sure. We're going to change both of them, and once I get them in hand, we'll come right back, and we'll wrap this job up and get it out the door and get Nick back on the road. Okay, now we got the replacement links, and what we're going to do is we're going to put them back inside where they belong here. We're going to just catch it in through here like this. And like this. Catch both nuts on there. Now obviously if you have an air gun, you can use an air gun. But if you don't have an air gun, you can tighten it up with just a regular wrench. Or a socket, whatever you got. Alright? So what we do now is you get in here with a wrench. You hold it on here. This is 18 millimeter, by the way. And then we tighten up. Alright, we'll tighten it up nice and tight. And then we'll go up and we'll do the upper. Same thing, you just hold it with the wrench. Then we coming back. We can tighten that down all the way. Okay, now before we tighten it up, we're just going to put this wrench in a good spot so we can remove it. And then we'll snug it down tight. Okay, and that's it. One side's all done. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we're going to go around the other side and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And don't forget, you have to grease these fittings too. If you want this part to last, you have to grease it. So, alright, we're going to go to the other side, do that, and we'll wrap this job up and get it out the door. Okay, now that we got it all put back together, I just want to show you what this looks like before we let it go. You're not supposed to have any movement in that joint whatsoever. See how tight that is? You see how you have no movement whatsoever? That's the way it's supposed to be. Up or down, no movement. Alright, so I'm confident this vehicle will be actually nice and quiet again. And I hope I was able to help everybody out. So, alright, don't forget, grease them up before this vehicle goes. And that's it, you're out the door. Alright, any questions or comments, send me an email. I'll be more than happy to talk to anybody about anything. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.